You remember what I said I hate about Windows 10? I hate Windows 10. Freaking laptop went into hibernation. Thought I turned that off. No, it went into hibernation, and then I had to bring it out of hibernation, and then OBS said it was streaming, but it really wasn't streaming, so I stopped it and restarted the stream, and then it didn't actually ever show that it was streaming. It didn't show on my phone, so I had to shut down OBS, reopen it up, restart the stream. Oh, if it isn't one thing, it's another. Okay. I'm grabbing the wrong mouse. It's kind of like grabbing the wrong boob, you know? Oops. Thought that was yours, honey. Okay. This won't be very accurate since I'm doing stuff in the background here, but we'll just see where this falls on the list of. Yeah, I gotta overclock this thing. Wow, they've actually got Ryzen benchmarks in here. Yeah, so I've got to get this thing. I got to get this thing cooking there to get there. I mean, I'm only running the RAM at like half the speed. Why, thank you, Lord. Metal Lord. Socket AM4. Pinnacle Ridge. At least I'm somewhat close to the top of the list there, though. I'm not overclocking this chip right now either. It's actually kind of funny to see this as just barely edging out an 8700K, at least in this particular benchmark. That's just kind of funny to see. So do they figure that Windows 8 is not used for gaming, and they're only supporting 7 and 10 because those are typically considered to be the go-to operating systems for people, I guess. We're installing the video driver. I don't know why my phone is spinning here on the video because I'm streaming at 4,700 kilobits a second here, 4,800, 4,600. I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to restart my phone, my YouTube app on my phone, because apparently it's being a weird dick, too. I don't know. I don't know why my phone won't load the video here. Oh, God. Reconnect the phone to the Wi-Fi. It says I'm streaming, so I don't know. God. The problems that us YouTubers have streaming, you know. Oh, I get to watch a video, a commercial on my own video. Look at that. I'm a wingnut. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I got my phone working again there. Jeepers criminy, I swear. If there isn't one thing, it's another. Oh, I didn't want to close that. Doggone it. I'm flustered because the YouTube streaming has hit a brick tonight a couple times. Hit a big old shit brick. Well, these, I don't know what's taking this thing so long to load this. The wireless is slow because I'm downloading updates, but you know, it's going to be kind of an issue next year because I think 2019 is when Windows 10, when Windows 7 support is over with. Because I remember it's in extended support right now, and 2019 is when it ends. I don't remember exactly when in 2019. So unless there's a big squawking by a lot of companies or something like there was with XP, I don't, which could happen, but because Windows 8 is, I think, 2022, something like that. So it's still got a little ways to go on the support. So I'm kind of surprised that they're not giving much of a shit about caring about supporting Windows 10 or Windows 8, excuse me. Come on, turn those temps off. I just want to see the CPU. So it's saying the CPU is running 24 Celsius, 32. That's weird how it jumps around like that, but that's. I wonder what's my clock speed right now. Huh. 1.9 gigahertz, 1.5, 8.3. It's all over the place. $16 meg L3 cache. So this L3 cache. One of the guys explained that the 2600 they thought I don't know if Tech Yes or hardware unboxed. One of them pointed out that the 2600X had the exact same amount of L3 cache as a 2700 and 2700X do, and they thought that's why the 2600 did such a really good job. Was because it had more cache per core, and that actually made me put the 2600X in the shopping cart initially. But then I was like, yeah, I'd really like to have 2 extra cores just for OBS. Just I know the video card, but we want to do gaming too, so just to have a little headroom. I didn't mind paying the extra $60 for the 2 cores. Yeah, I can do that. It makes it look like I've got more processor than I actually do because of all the hyper-threading going on. No, virtualization is disabled. That must be disabled in the BIOS. I'm kind of surprised though that the L1 cache is only 768K. I mean, that's a lot compared to what it used to be with like K5s with like 8K, but I always kind of wondered why they don't put fatter L1 caches on processors, because the L1 cache is by far the fastest of the caches, and it seems like it would make more sense to just have a fat L1 cache and just screw the others, but I guess it's probably harder to manufacture that amount. I need to get the fans in view here. That's, just a little bit there. There we go. It's a little bit in view there, I mean, those pretty colored fans there, See, I took a 10-year-old case and updated it just by replacing the fans in the front there. Now it looks like a modern case that you'd spend $200-300 on. See? All I did was pay $35 for a 3-pack of fans to do it. These things actually move quite a bit of air. I think it said that these were rated at like 55 CFM or something like that. And these things are really moving some air. I mean, I'm really impressed with. They'd probably keep a paper held well. Well, maybe not that one, but what about a CD wallet? Well, kinda. It kind of it slows it down. Oh, I will admit this was a lot of money. The only reason I did this was because um, I had a big hailstorm. We had a big hailstorm here in town back in August, and so it's taken like literally like since this past week to actually get my money for it in my hand so I could deposit it. But the let's just put it this way: the amount of the insurance company gave me paid off my house, and then I still had like half of it left over. So this was kind of a splurge using that money. Uh, since we're getting into wintertime now, I can't really have anything repaired. Like I can't really have the roof replaced because the shingles aren't gonna adhere because it's too cold. Um, but I'm gonna save my money up. So now that the house is paid off, that's $400 extra a month. So I'm gonna save that money up till next summer, and then I'm gonna have the roof replaced. But so this was just kind of a little splurge gift to myself. That's the only reason I was able to do this. Because otherwise, you go on Newegg and you price these components out, you'll know exactly how much I paid for it. you know, I really do love the look of the tempered glass cases. I mean, I've got two of them, and my other system is a tempered glass case, and I am kind of debating on taking this cooler out of this case and putting it in that one. Um, but I don't know. I think this turned out pretty nice, actually. I'm actually impressed with how bright. I'm actually kind of shocked how bright these fans are. It looks like they've got the LEDs placed on the center of the fans, and they glow outward from there instead of having the LEDs on the outside like they used to do. Oh, we went up to 3 gigahertz right there. Wow. Just sitting here doing nothing. Those Windows updates, pounding the system there. But we're running about 41 Celsius there. It's amazing how much that fluctuates. It's not a steady temperature on this Ryzen chip. It goes all over the place. I've got a mountain ridge going on here. I've got 35, 41, 34, 32 sometimes. It's kind of interesting how much that jumps around. I see stuff like that, and it kind of makes me wonder how accurate the thermal sensor is in the processor. Yeah, yep. Bakey Live. The case that I have my Athlon 64X2 in is like that, which kind of surprised me. I was kind of surprised that a new modern case that you buy, they literally just took off the side panel and just put a glass cover on the side and put some thumb screws on it, and that's it. They called it a tempered glass case, but it's interesting to see that though. But that temperature. Let me turn that up. I want to see what the motherboard's running at here. I'm running at 27. That's probably about room temperature right there. Come on, uncheck. 20. I see that dropped down to 24. The processor, now we're down to 0% usage, so it dropped down to 24C, so we're even lower than the motherboard. Let me just shrink that. Restart is required. Okay, so yeah, we are done with the updates. Oh, I will be back in just a second, guys. Okay, what the heck happened here? What in the world happened here? Did it just go to sleep? Yep, just went to sleep. Why don't these computers ever turn the numpad on by default? That's so annoying. So one thing that kind of ticks me off about Linux is it does that too. It doesn't turn a numpad on by default. The nice thing about being in my kitchen is I can sit here and raid the fridge without going too far on the stream. And we are loaded with another beer. And what are you talking about, High Trees? And the rats are doing fine. And they chewed through the cage. Really? Now I have to get them a new one. The Sega CD as a kid. I never did either, High Treason. Yeah, I know, Simbin. I know. I'm actually very disappointed so much that I'm having to drink my sorrows away here tonight. We may go to Windows 8 on this thing. I don't know. It may happen, although I'm hearing in the chat here that there's going to be problems if I do that. So I may just go down to Windows 7, but chewed through their home, huh? What kind? Man, those must be some healthy teeth on those rats, High Treason. Holy crap. Damn. Well, I can check them again here. Not really doing anything right now, so they should be. They were in the 30s to 40s before. If I could type. I'm not that drunk. Chewed through their cage. Wow. I guess I'm not really surprised. Actually, I would say that I'm surprised it took them this long. When I had hamsters when I was a kid, they always found their way out of that damn cage. They always did. I swear, no matter what I did, because back then when I was a kid, the best thing I could use was a fish tank, and so those fish tanks have that door that opens on the top, so you could feed them. And I swear, the only way I could ever think of those hamsters getting out of that cage was that somehow they would climb up the side of that glass and actually get out the top, the flap there. And that's the only thing I could ever think of as how they would get out of there. I didn't think they could, but somehow they must have jumped up there. I don't know. When there's a will, there's a way. Rodents love to chew. Yes, I used to buy my hamsters chew sticks, which they never used. They like to chew on the plastic tubes. They love to chew on the plastic tubes, and they love to chew on the plastic hamster wheel that I had inside of the cage. Anything plastic they love to chew on, but if it was a wood chew stick, no, they didn't care. Even those ones that were like flavored and stuff, no, they knew something was up with that. They knew that wasn't going to get them anywhere to get out to escape the jail they were in. So I guess it gives them something to do. I mean, what else do the poor little things have to do in their short little lives? Sit there and plan their next big jail escape. It's amazing how much through this mild wireless here. I forgot to open my beer bottle. How long it takes through my old wireless here to load up 8064. That's pretty impressive there. This particular wireless I only use for my cell phone. Really, it works fine for that, but this little wireless got demoted a long time ago because it was just too slow to be useful for me. Chewed through the cage, man. Chewed through the cage. Even birds find their way out, yeah. Pinky and the brain, that's right. The pinky and the brain. Pinky and the Brain and Rugrats, man. There's two 90s classics right there. Not to mention Darkwing Duck. Rats will gnaw on basically anything they get a hold of, yeah. Including your finger sometimes. Plenty of things to chew on. So I'm kind of curious. I don't know if you've told me in a live stream, or if Ren and Stimpy, that's right. Ren and Stimpy was awesome. Ren and Stimpy was my gateway to Beavis and Butthead. I don't know if you ever told me or not, High Treason, but what made you get rats? Because I know you were big into spiders. The bigger the better. I know you love spiders, but what was the... I'm kind of curious what made you get rats, because that seemed like kind of a, I don't know if necessarily opposite, but there it was hidden. Jeepers criminy. I hate Windows. I just hate Windows sometimes, You load something up and there it is. It loads up minimalized. Oh my God. Okay, so we're running, well, we're not doing anything. We're running at 2320. Wow. 23C right there. Probably can't read it in the screen, but this is as close as I can get the camera because I've got it on a tripod and there's no, as far as I know, there's no zoom. Oh, it shot up to 35. That's really weird. It's really weird that it would jump up that fast. You'd think it'd be kind of a gradual. I mean, these are soldered processors as far as I'm aware. Because there's a small chance I might move the house. It's easier to move. Well, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Rats are a little more loving than spiders, I would think, too. A little more of attention whores than spiders. Let's see here. I want to run some kind of a benchmark on this thing. Dang, I should have downloaded. Maybe I did download. Oh, come on, I went too far. Let's run the Final Fantasy benchmark. I'm kind of curious. Let's see if that'll run. I think I've got Haven on here. That's a good idea. I'll run Haven here if this whenever this gets done, or if it doesn't run at all, I'll run Haven. Back when you kept snakes, yeah, you fed them to the snakes, didn't you, TCAM? DirectX 9 is required. Okay, that shows how old that benchmark is. Unigine Haven, there it is. I knew I had it on here somewhere. This is why I kind of got rid of this wireless as my main, because it would like suddenly become like a creepy crawly thing. It's the damnedest thing. Feed mice to spiders. Wow. Well, that would have to be a pretty big spider, though, wouldn't it? You know, there was someone mentioned Count Duckula. There was a live stream on YouTube of Count Duckula a while ago. I don't know if it's still on or not, but I was watching that for a while. I got a real kick out of that. It was only like 5 people watching it. I was like, really? Count Duckula was awesome. I've never heard of Angry Beavers. When was that on? The only Nickelodeon show I can think of ever watching back then was well, I don't know, Pinky and the Brain. I thought that was WB. I don't think I watched Nickelodeon when late 90s. I wouldn't have. I don't know if we had Nickelodeon or not back then, because we had just gotten cable, our family maybe back in 1994, 93, 94, and I don't know if Nickelodeon. I don't remember Nickelodeon being part of the package back then. Because Ren and Stimpy. I remember watching Ren and Stimpy, though. Wasn't that? Yeah, with WB. I used to watch WB a lot back then. WB had so many good shows on back then. That was pretty much all I watched. I know I watched Rugrats and Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy was MTV, though, wasn't it? Or wasn't it done by MTV and then shown on another? I don't remember now. Maybe Ren and Stimpy was on WB too. I don't remember. I just remember watching that, but I need to download. Man, this is taking a long time to load through this wireless. That's a piece of shit. Ren and Stimpy was really pretty risque for a kid's cartoon back in the 90s. That was some pretty. I mean, I would even say maybe a little more risque than Beavis and Butthead sometimes. I don't know. I love Beavis and Butthead, though. I never liked the other show that he did after that. Was it not Family Guy, but I couldn't think of the other show. I never cared for that one, but Beavis and Butthead, I loved Beavis and Butthead. Yeah. I am the great Cornholio. I need TV for my bungalow. Are you threatening me? King of the Hill, yes. King of the Hill. King of the Hill. Never cared for that. Never got into that show. There's a well, I don't know a documentary, but there's an interview with Mike Judge on YouTube, talking about Beavis and Butthead. That's a good watch. How he came up with the voices. and who in his life the characters represented. Because I know King of the Hill, that guy is basically that I can't think of his name now, but that neighbor that Beavis and Butthead had that they was always like mowing the lawn and stuff for. I never could get into King of the Hill. I will admit that I probably had a little bit of a so much of a bent towards Beavis and Butthead that seeing that character that basically came from Beavis and Butthead on another show that didn't have Beavis and Butthead, I was probably like not really interested in. I may watch it again sometime, but Office Space was awesome. Office Space was awesome sauce. I love Office Space. I don't think I ever saw Idiosyncrasy, but Office Space. The funny thing is about Office Space is that my first job was basically Office Space, literally. I'm serious. That was kind of weird. So I could relate to pretty much everything in that movie. Working behind a cubicle, the printer not working. I never took the printer out and beat the crap out of it, like a mafia scene, but I totally could relate to that movie because I used to work in that kind of environment with the same kind of dickhead boss and everything. There's a lot more truth to that movie than meets the eye. It's literally like it's a literal representation of every kind of cubicle desk job that ever exists. Except maybe the stapler thing, but PC load letter. No, well, that wasn't. What was that? The air? Maybe it was. Damn, I wish this thing would get done loading. Damn, this wireless is kind of being slow tonight. TPS reports, yeah. Yo, the other movie that I really absolutely love to death is Waiting. I love Waiting. And the whole penis showing game, I just laugh every time. I like 40-Year-Old Virgin too. That's a good movie, but the Waiting, that's just awesome. And Road Trip, love Road Trip. And the first two American Pie movies. I don't care for the third one or American Wedding. I think they're really stupid, but anybody that watches The Waiting, you will never send your food back. I'll guarantee it. You will never complain about your food. That scene in Road Trip when that little geeky kid, they're sitting there in the they're sitting there having breakfast in that diner. And that big fat guy comes by, walking by, that he's their waiter, and the little kid says, the little skinny kid says, I didn't want any powdered sugar on my French toast. The guy takes it and he walks back. He says, "Oh, I'm sorry. We'll get that taken care of for you." Take it back to the kitchen there, and he licks all the powdered sugar off the bread, and then he throws the sausages down his pants and walks around, and then he goes out there and he refills her coffee. He's like, "Yeah, your stuff will be out in just a minute, okay?" And you can see he turns around. You can see the sausage patties in his butt. You can see the lump there, and the other guy sitting at the table kind of looks at us like, "What is that?" Oh, man. And then when the little skinny kid screws that big old black chick, I mean, that's just priceless, man. I love Road Trip, man. That was just a great movie. Yeah, the walk back to the kitchen. I just love Road Trip. So that's one of those movies that they can never redo, because if they ever redid it, it would just be a complete waste of time. I never saw Euro Trip. I never did. It just didn't look really interesting to me, but if it ever shows up for free on YouTube, I might watch it. I swear the first scene in American Pie, as soon as the movie opens, and he's sitting there on his bed with a sock over his dick, and he's sitting there jerking off to a scrambled porn channel. I'm telling you, I can relate. Maybe not all that jerking off thing, but I remember me and my friend used to sit there and watch the scramble channel just to see if we'd ever see a boob or something like that, you know. So first time I ever watched American Pie, and I saw that scene, I was like, "Oh my god." And Stifler, I just love Stifler. I don't know how anybody can't love Stifler. I mean, he's really annoying, but he's just so funny. I remember trying to watch that. I think a lot of us can remember that of a certain age. Man, this is really taking. This is ridiculous here. I may have to just. Maybe I need to change the channel on that wireless. Because I don't know if I remember what the IP address is anymore. The second American Pie was funny. Rubber dicks for everyone. Yeah, it's an old wireless N. It's an old TrendNet wireless N. It's apparently not really having a good time tonight. I don't know. The laptop I'm streaming from right now is on my Belkin AC router, which is only like $11 router, but it's actually pretty decent. I've actually been really liking it. There we go. Look at that. It finally loaded it. After what, 10 minutes? I don't need menu shortcuts. Just give me the desktop, please. I get a kick out of 40-Year-Old Virgin. I like the movies As Good as It Gets, and what's the other one that he did with Jack Nicholson? Did It's Like That. As Good as It Gets, and shoot. Not Anger Management, but Anger Management is an awesome movie too. Love Anger Management. I'm a big Adam Sandler fan. I am listening to 1079 KBPI. You should be able to Google that, and they should have a live stream. I've been listening to the station since the mid '90s. I've got recordings of this station back in the later '90s when they actually had real DJs and they did some crazy stuff at night. They had a Sex Files thing I recorded, and something's got to give. Yes, something's got to give. That's what it was. Yeah. I liked the Fokker movies a lot. Although I think Robert De Niro is a real complete dickhead after him going up to Canada and apologizing for America for electing Donald Trump. I think he's a real dickhead, and I really can't watch anything with him in it anymore because of that. But until that happened, I really liked the Fokker movies. I loved the Fokker movies. When he was funny. Yep, Adam Sandler. Mm-hmm. He's a big deal on Netflix. I noticed Adam Sandler's got like some kind of exclusive thing with Netflix. He's got all kinds of flicks on Netflix. Hey, that kind of rhymes. I guess that's the same word. Reach out and touch faith. Well, I'm 30. I'm 37, so we're basically in the same era of music. Your own personal Jesus. God, I can't believe I'm 37. Jesus, it's amazing how time flies. You know, Twilight FM kind of sounds familiar. I don't know why. This is Marilyn Manson's version of it. I kind of lost interest in modern country. I was kind of a fan of it for a while there, and I don't know. I just kind of lost interest in it. I've gone back to hard rock metal stuff. Your own personal Jesus. Someone who cares. God, I can't believe it's taking this long to install. I would have thought it downloaded the executable there. Well, the modern country that I do like, I like Joe Nichols. I do like some of there's a guy on YouTube called James Dupree. He was on was it America's Got Talent? But I think it was America's Got Talent. But I was watching him on YouTube long before that. He does covers of stuff, and he's had a couple albums he's put out. and I really like him. I wish he was more popular because I think he's extremely talented. Um, I like Florida Georgia Line. Trace Adkins, I like. I used to like uh, Brad Paisley, but I've kind of gotten tired of him. I liked some of Kenny Chesney several years ago, but I don't really care for him anymore either. It's over the wireless. It's just being a dick here. Neo country. There's always been kind of that kind of thing though, where there's like this crossover stuff between country and pop or country and rock or complete flips like Taylor Swift. I must have hit the space bar. Yeah, that's what I did. I hit the space bar. These stupid commercials. Hey, look at that. It's finally done. Woohoo! Really? Visual C plus 10? Really? Why wouldn't it have just downloaded that? Would that be visual? Well, it wouldn't be '09, would it? Or '07? Obviously, I gotta download something here, and I don't have Firefox on here. I'm gonna put Firefox on here because I refuse to use Edge, even though I know my Firefox is out of date. It'll update. So let's see. I've got 52. We'll use that one. We'll update from there. Slayer. There's a guy on YouTube that I've been watching occasionally, although I don't think he's posted anything recently, but in the last couple weeks. But he's called uh, what does he call his last? He calls Nate something. Um, Nate, dang, Nate Alien or something like that. He's a black guy. He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. He does videos, reaction videos to metal songs. I find it interesting to watch his reaction to songs for the first time. Being he's a hip hop head as he calls himself, so he's like only listens to rap crap. So it's interesting to watch him listen to like Black Sabbath and Tool and Metallica and get into it and sit there head banging, and I kind of get entertained by that. Kind of reminds me of the first time I heard a lot of that stuff. The Speaking of Black Sabbath, that um, 60 seconds 60-second songs guy, his latest Styles 40. I think he did like song. I can't remember what song it was now, It was a Queen song he did in like 42 styles, but one of them was Ozzy Osbourne. He really nailed Ozzy on that. I was really impressed with that. He didn't nail Tool. I thought he was very far away from Maynard, but he nailed Ozzy pretty well in that video. And he nailed Queen pretty well too. I was impressed with his Queen. There's another guy on YouTube called on Leapfrog Studios. He's out of the Netherlands, and he does metal covers of all kinds of bands. He's really talented. He does everything himself. The guitar, the bass, the drums, any synths, the vocals. Obviously, he does it all himself, and his videos are very well done. But I told this thing to open. It is open. Why is it shrunk? Why is it hidden here? Okay. What do I need to... Let's see if this Google search will tell me what I need to download here. I know it's a Visual C++ thing, but man, I guess I need to change the channel on this wireless. It's Unigen Haven, isn't it? Didn't I see that probably. I didn't. I know I didn't spell that right. It's all right. That benchmark's from 2009. See if I still remember that. Yeah. Really? Why was it reset? There we go. And let me change my channel. That's something I have to deal with quite frequently out here because there's so many wirelesses, and if I have problems with it like this being really slow, I end up having to change the channel to something. And I mean, look how slow the configuration is. Yeah, but I'd have to string like a 50-foot cable, and I don't have one at hand. Let's go to 9. I usually have pretty good luck with 9. Wireless is really weird. It's really weird because it can be affected by temperature, sun position, wind, not to mention other wirelesses around you, but it's really, really odd. I guess I should have rebooted it, shouldn't I? Yeah, maybe I'll try 11 here. That'll... Actually, I have pretty good with 8 too. We'll do that one. Reboot the device. I don't know if I've heard of Electric Wizard. It doesn't ring a bell. I hate wires. You know, actually, this little Belkin, it's like a, I can't remember what the, it's something 400. I paid like 11 or 12 bucks for it. It was on sale. It's only 100 megabit on the LAN side, but I'm on 5 gigahertz with that thing. It has no antennas. It's all built in. It's just a little kind of saucer looking thing. Not even quite saucer, but I've actually been pretty impressed. I mean, that's what I've been streaming on all night was that little router. And yeah, I did have to reset it once for whatever reason, but I'm streaming this video and watching it on my phone on the same wireless, and it's actually, except for that one little hiccup earlier, it's been doing pretty good. So I figured that for a 12 to 11 $12 router, it's actually been pretty good. Better than this train that's doing right now, I'll tell you that. But I think it's time for another beer. That's what I feel like. This is the kind of stuff you don't get to see when you're watching the professionals. Yeah, this little SSD was a free part of the bundle there, so I'll probably use this in one of my home theater PCs since it's only 120 gig. Since like Grand Theft Auto is like 50 gig or something like that by itself, and that takes a long time to load up. I figure I'll dump that on the SSD. Let's see if this works any better. I didn't want to download it. It doesn't really seem any faster. I might have to try a different channel. It's really weird with wireless because I've had issues with wireless out here that there'll be times when it's like no matter what channel I'm on, it just will not work. And I sit here and I'm like, I don't know, it's almost like there's mass amount of interference or something. And then other nights it'll be perfectly fine. It's the damnedest thing. I've had this experience for years, and it's so frustrating. But I haven't had that with the 5 gigahertz yet. So Ethernet in my kitchen. Well, I've got a cable running through the kitchen, but I'd have to like chop it in half and then put an end on it. Because I've got it running to my back bedroom, which is where this computer will end up being. Because yeah, I don't run wireless. This is an exception because of where I'm doing this, because I'm doing this on my kitchen table. There was no way I was going to have enough room to do this in my computer room, which I normally stream from. So I typically use wireless just primarily for my cell phone and tablet, and my laptop that I'm streaming on if I just want to watch YouTube or something like that. But it's actually been doing pretty good tonight. I don't know, for the most part. I fall, confusing why real. Drop my SSD. Oh my god. Reacting. Why will I stand beside my own reflection? Haunting, now I can't see. Find myself again. My walls are closing in. This is an old wireless router, High Treason. Man, it is not doing good on this either. No, I guess it popped up. Let's do this, I guess, and we'll see if that covers the previous versions as well. That's pretty pathetically slow. I'm not in any hurry, though. If I had set up a second cam, I would switch it over to that. And if I had a second cam pointing at the RAM there, I'd switch it to that just for something different to look at. But man, this freaking tripod is just always in the way. You know, I get that thing out of my way a little bit. Oh, it sounds like there's some Metallica on the radio here. I like Metallica. It's a good old Metallica too. I can't remember anything. Can't tell if this is true or a dream. Deep down inside, I feel the scream. This terrible silence stops with me. This mic on this webcam seems to be pretty sensitive, actually. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, see, I ended Metallica with the Black Album. I loved the Black Album. After that, when Load came out, that was a major load. Reload was definitely a real reload. I mean, that was a yeah. Metallica is what I think of as real metal because there's so much brightness to it. My furnace just kicked on, so if you hear that noise, that's the furnace. It has that real crisp metallic-y sound to it. You know, it's. I can't remember anything. Run, don't run. Wow. How the war is true with me. I'm waking up, I cannot see. And there's not much left in me. I think a problem with a lot of wireless routers is that the transmitter itself kind of starts to give out. Sometimes just completely goes out. See if that was enough. No. Okay, let's find out. What does Haven need here to run? I don't give a shit. Okay, I clicked you once. Okay, let me just. Was it? Come on. MSC. Was it VP10 something or another? That DLL is missing. What does that go to? Is that? Actually, I could do that with. Really? hate Windows. It's not V. Hey, look at that. Someone else has the exact same problem as I do. I have installed Visual C++ 2017. That's what I did too. So obviously that doesn't fix it because that person said they did the same thing. Come on, Tom's Hardware. Let's respond. You know, I have to say, my server's been doing really good with this internet. That put that Intel card in there. And you know when a network card has a heatsink on it? It's a serious card. It is Visual Studio 2010. Okay. I wasn't sure about that. If it was 2010 or not. Wow. $2019, yeah. Visual 2010. Can't remember what I was saying. Slow wireless. Piece of shit wireless. I don't think it's my wireless card. It's a high-powered alpha card. If anyone knows why you would have an alpha card, would explain why I have one. I actually have two alpha cards. So it shouldn't be the alpha card that's got a problem here. I don't want to send diagnostic. I sent enough diagnostic just having Windows 10 on here. Thank you very much. Well, that was fast. Okay, let's close this. Don't warn me. Hey, look at that. It didn't complain that time. Okay, API DirectX 11. Tessellation. Let's do extreme tessellation. Whoa. Anti-aliasing will do 8x. Let's just crank the crap out of this thing. Let's see what it does here. I keep hitting that daggone space bar there. That's not good. Yeah. Tilt that up a little bit there. Oh, I wouldn't have thought that'd take that long to load. Radeon RX Vega, graphics 1630, memory 945. We're running at 69, 68, 60. I wonder if 70. I wonder if no, we're running at 100. I guess the VSync's not turned on. 94, 160. Well, actually, that's your touching once in the 170s there. 72, 70. Running about 70 there. We're up to about 9 now. Well, we're 90. Now we're at 88, 93, 91. If I can move that over a little bit, probably will still be able to see the numbers though. We're at 85, 80, 75, 76, 75, 76, 74, 75. 85 frames per second, 106, 4, 3, 2, 1, 99. And we're doing about 70 here, 69. It's amazing how much this benchmark takes. But I don't have the system overclocked or anything like that, so I'm sure we can improve this number quite a bit. We're running about 65, 67 right now. 64, 65, 70, 70, still 72, 75, 89, 90, 93, 99, 80, 79, 77. Looks pretty though. I'm interested to see what this looks like on the 2K monitor whenever I get that. We're in the 60s on this part of it. 58, oh, 57, 58, 60, 66, 112, 90, 80, 78. Oh, that's a beer burp right there. That's beer number 3 burp. 76, 77, 76. I consider this a successful run, though, because we ain't crashed. So, ooh, man, we're hitting some. Man, we're really jerking there. $71, 80, 90, 100, 130, 40, 50, 200, 196, 4, 3, 127, 82. It's amazing how much it jumps. Ryzen SX33. I love that. That's great. You know, I always love to see like live streams or computer numbers or model numbers or something that end in like 286 or 386 or 486. It's just something like the 686. I should take a video, a picture of a computer as a gateway model number that was had 486 in it. It was like something like 546 or something like that. I was like, hey, they still make 486s. Let's see, we're doing 143, 5, 6, 108. I just set all the settings to max, so I think this is. I'm sure this is running 1080p. Oh. I like how it gives me the. Oops! I like how it gives you the graphics clock speed, though. But 95, 92, 160, 165, 170. About 70. I kind of like that new Intel. Was it i7 8086 or something like that? I like that numbering. That does tickle me, but let's say though the graphics look really good on this. I like the metallic sheen. I don't know if it comes up in the camera, but the metallic sheen of the little engines or whatever really stands out to me. Not that I run this benchmark often, but that's just something that kind of stands out to me. Hey, a little Nirvana. Here we go. The same song that radio station's been playing for the last 25 years. Teen Spirit. Too bad I don't have this thing hardwired, because I would download Dirt Rally to this. UMC 486. That's what I would say. UMC U5D. Why not? Okay, now we're just in a loop here. I'm going to close this. play now. I wonder. I'm curious. Let's see what 3D Marco 6 does. That's the latest one I've got on here. I thought I downloaded the latest Vantage, but I guess not. This is probably going to take a long time to load. Or not Vantage. What was it? Firestrike? Whatever the latest 3D Mark is. Did you ever figure out what that processor was that you wanted to get, High Treason? I remember in that Socket 7 Showdown video you did, you said there was a processor that you wanted to get. You never said what that was. Maybe it was a Ryzen P6 or something. I don't know. Damn, this is taking a long time to load. Or just a 500 meg file. Man, it's 1:10 my time here. Holy crap. According to the laptop, what? I kind of like what the computer, this Ryzen said. Yeah, it's on Pacific time. That's why. Yeah. Well, the U5D certainly seems to be a unicorn, that's for sure. If they made any, they didn't make very many of them. I'd like to play with RapidCAD, but I'm not going to spend $140 for the pair. I'd just like to see what RapidCAD is like compared to the Cyrix 46 DLC. But outside of that, I'm not really interested in it. So 130, 140 bucks isn't worth it to me. That's what I saw them going for the last time I looked on eBay. I think the guy was out of China. Oh, I did click install. Oh my goodness. Yeah. The MP6 I like. I should do I wanted one of these days I will do a live stream with the MP6. But I noticed that I don't see any of those for sale anymore on eBay, so and it took me like 2 or 3 of them to get a good one that worked, so but the U5D, I don't know, that's kind of like, that's just a unicorn. That's like the golden, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, you know. I don't know. Maybe they made some production samples. Maybe they did a small run of them, but it seems like the U5D was right at the end of the right at the end of UMC's production of those chips. And I mean, you can find the U5SX all over the place. Those and the supers. I mean, they're all over eBay for like 15 bucks. Which anybody looking for a 46, I would recommend one of those two, because you really don't need a DX processor to play DOS games. I mean, you ain't gonna play Quake at 5 frames per second. So I think the UMC chip makes an excellent processor, especially for the price. something unique to run instead of the typical Intel AMD stuff, you know. The CNT is kind of interesting. That's another rare processor. Did you do a live stream with that chip yet? I'm kind of interested in how many hundreds of frames per second that 3D Mark does on this system, since this is a 12-year-old benchmark. Oh. I keep occasionally going on eBay and taking a look for see if there's anybody selling any next gen stuff, and all I ever see is the is one processor on there. I'm just wondering what this scores just for the hell of it. Oh, that was fast. 100 frames, 177. I kind of thought it'd be faster than that. Oh, 75, 78. This just goes to show how these modern systems are not really well optimized for the older stuff. Yeah, it seems like those U5 SDs are just about as hard to find as any of those later gen NX. Well, funny thing is that the next gen seems to be easier to find than U5D, but suffice to say they're both extremely rare processors. Especially the latter gen NX chips right before they went to AMD. The ones after generation after what you've got. I'm surprised you were able to find the one you did, frankly. I'm surprised someone was willing to let that thing go. But I know it's not as fast as the other, as an Intel chip. Might not even be as fast as a Pentium 60, but I don't know that that really matters nowadays, you know. It's such a unique processor. It represents an era when there was actually competition, whether it might not have been very much competition. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's not it's not that bad of a. I don't think it's that bad of a system for what it is, you know. I mean, you could call it a miracle that it even works as well as it does. Hmm. Well, it's such an the NX chip is such an obscure architecture as it is. I mean, that's really not surprising. It wasn't. I should put my cheese back in the fridge. So maybe I'll just eat the rest of it. it wasn't around long enough for software developers to actually figure out how to take advantage of it. I don't know. Wow. I thought this would be faster than this. Well, you know, since there's people making vintage video sound cards, I suppose anything's possible. You know, since they're making those ad-lib cards, which is interesting. I guess they must feel like there's enough of a market for those old, to recreate those old ad-lib cards to justify the cost it costs them to make them or have them made. Well, you know, I wonder if a C64, you know, if they came up with like a C64 Classic like Nintendo did with the original Nintendo and the NES, like a small version of it. I don't know, it might be kind of popular. Of course, I'd be leery about the thing actually being nothing but emulation, but I don't know. I finally got my well, I got my cable for my N64 a couple weeks ago, but the cable that I got, the guy, which didn't resemble the picture cable, was missing the pin, the center pin on the left channel cable. So I found another guy on eBay that was selling a cable for the N64 that also included an S video, and I thought this might be pretty good, and also included a spare power supply. So 32,251. Okay. I don't remember how that compares to like my Athlon 64, but okay, that's a pretty big number. But it finally came in today, so I might do some. I ordered a EverDrive for the N64. I haven't got it yet, but once I do, I'll probably do a live stream with that thing. Lines from the tablecloth. I bet this thing will run Doom 3 quite well. La, 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 la. Going to the party, have a real good time. Da, 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 da. Desert going up the sunshine. I thought I had downloaded newer benchmarks, but I guess not. I don't know. Hustles are still forward. You know, I might as well, since I'm going to need it anyway, I might as well install Steam on here. I don't need to give it the default. Party, have a real good time. Really? Oh, Steam powered. No, okay. Never mind. I mean, that's the only way a game nowadays is to install Steam. Pretty much. All the cool games are on Steam. And if you buy the CD, guess what? You're going to be installing Steam anyway, as I found out. So there's no sense in buying a damn CD when you got a 400 megabit internet. You know? Now that's downloading pretty fast. Well, not as anywhere near as fast as it would be if I was hardwired, but there you go. I probably would have been done in a matter of a couple seconds before that. But. What I want to try, modern games, I want to try the new Quake game. And I do want to try the new Doom game. Those are two games that I do want to try. Along with I want to install the new well, it's not new, but Dirt Rally. I think that looks pretty cool. I'm not even sure if I remember what my account is. Maybe I do. Probably a capital on that. No. Ah, this is another thing I hate too. Ah, what's an email? Really? Oh. Why couldn't they just send me a security code on my frickin' phone? I'm gonna turn the camera away just for a minute here because I don't want you guys to see my email. If you don't mind. There's the laptop. Because you never know who's going to watch it after the fact, so I'm not going to blab my email all over YouTube. Yeah, just go ahead and save that one. Here's your Steam support key number here. Okay, there we go. Order delivered. I know my order was delivered. We've received your payment. Yes, I know you have. Okay. I'm going to paste that in there. You now have access to your Steam account. Well, thank you fucking very much, okay? And now it closed. Tomb Raider. Which Tomb Raider was this? Didn't really, oh, that's the Tomb Raider I played on the X64. I mean the Athlon 64, X64. You know, the one thing I do like about Steam is that if you buy a game on Steam, whether it's free, you can install it on any computer that you own. I do like that, but Quake Champions. Yeah, of course. Let's just. But I find Steam to be annoying when you buy the CD and I'm going to find out you can't use it because, oh, guess what? The key is tied to an account already. So, early access game. Oh, this is free to play. Oh, well, hell. If it's free to play, I'm going to be downloading it. You can guarantee you. I was born in the 1900s. Yeah. That's right. That is right. Oh, man. Allocating space for Quake. Why was it taking that long to allocate space? Now downloading Quake Champions. Oh, really? It's going to take an hour to download it on this wireless? Man, that is a 15.7 gig download. I wonder if I do have an Ethernet cable long enough. Shit. Because that should take like 5 minutes on my internet. But let me go see if I can find an Ethernet cable real quick. It's long enough.
Turns 60 because when that happens, Justin Bieber's music will be used in TV commercials to sell laxatives. 1079 KBPI.
Oh, get out of your skin! I've been ready! That's a 34 minutes. Yeah, I got a big mess of Ethernet cable right here. I'm going to have to run it from my... oh, I'm not sure which way is going to be the quickest way. easiest. This is kind of a rat's nest anyway. $100 gig. My God. I guess they think everybody nowadays has like 10 terabyte hard drive or something. Well, this Ethernet cable is such a rat's nest. My God. Holy moly. It's funny how cords can just end up being tangled when you never even touch them. You know? Crap, that's not the end down sitting down crowd. Shoot you, shoot you, shoot me, shoot you. Frickin' AC/DC. Never been a fan of AC/DC. I just never have. Okay, so let's plug this into the. I'm not sure if the Ethernet driver. You know, I never installed the driver for the video card. I guess Windows 10 downloaded that, but there's the Ethernet port on this thing. Okay, there it is. See if I can switch. That's probably going to cause a problem switching networks here. But it's like unraveling that Ethernet cable is like unraveling Christmas lights. You know, somehow it sits there in a closet and it just gets tangled up. It looks like I'm on the Ethernet already. Yeah, we've gone from like 30 minutes to 5 minutes. That's nice that it just transferred over to the Ethernet without my having to reconnect or anything. 4 minutes and 19 seconds. There we go. 100 gigabyte. My God. 200 gigs history games. Oh, Jesus Christ. Two terabyte. Well, mine doesn't have any yet on it, but we'll get that taken care of at some point, I'm sure. All day I dream about humping. It's so funny, the radio edit of that song. Oh my God. Yeah, so far we have not had any crashes or blue screens or freezes or releases of magic smoke or anything like that. So, see, I don't know. I know some people like to run Prime 95 and stuff like that. I just use it. I just use the system. I figure that's a good break-in for it, just to use it. I was looking at buying either a 4 or a 6 terabyte hard drive to replace the ones in my server. I really need to probably replace those. That's kind of my data retention plan, is to just replace the drives every couple 3 years. Whether they're bad or not. But I really kind of need more storage in my server, because I'll tell you what, them TV shows, they take up a lot of room. Hmm. 1 minute. We will be playing the new Quake in 1 minute. I need to download the new Doom game too. I mean, Quake is retro, right? Quake, Quake. I mean, this is a retro machine if it can play Quake, right? Oh my goodness. Hmm. I will say though that this is gonna last me a long time. This isn't, if Ryzen 3 ends up being something that I could upgrade to, and if it ends up actually being a substantial upgrade to Ryzen 2, that will probably end up going in the system. But um, I'll tell you, it's hard to argue with buying just a nice 1155 or 1366, even with the high clock speed Xeon chip. I mean, those i7 2600s and 3770s, those are still very capable processors, and you combine them with a nice modern video card. I mean, DDR3 is easy to come by, and for fairly cheap. I guess I gotta click that play button. Oh, we still have stuff to install. They experience seizures when exposed to certain lights. Bethesda is doing Quake now, huh? ID. Oh, there you go. Nice ID logo there. Autodesk Beast. That looks pretty cool. I don't have any speakers hooked up, so I have no idea what this sounds like there, but it looks good. Looks good. Dang, I should have put fraps on here, and I should maybe do that. I love the 1366 Xeon. I really do. I really do. Truth be told, I kind of fried that motherboard like a week ago because I thought I'd maybe try overclocking it. and I thought I was looking in the BIOS, and the CPU temps were like in the 50 something C. On this case, they were in the 50 something C, and it was like, which is like 125 or something like that degrees, and I was like, this is not right. There's something wrong with it here, and I thought maybe it needed to be. Um, I thought it needed to be reslathered with thermal compound between the heat spreader and the CPU core, and so I was cutting the glue around the heat spreader, and I guess I grazed the capacitor or whatever, the surface mount capacitor under there. I mean, I wasn't doing rough. I mean, I felt it. I hit it. I was like, I wasn't trying to like go past it or anything, but oh, I got a Bethesda account. Really? Why isn't a Steam account good enough here? Anyway, so I realized I couldn't remember if the processors, if those things were soldered on or not, which they were, which it is. So I put the I just I was like, okay, well, because I couldn't get the cap to come off, and so I was like, okay, well, this is obviously soldered on. So I put it back in the motherboard. I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, okay, the thermal temperature, what it says on the in the BIOS must be wrong. It must be just wrong, because I had put new the same thermal compound I've got on this now, and I'm going to turn away for a minute because again I don't want to give my email out on YouTube. And anyway, so I put the chip back in, and I was waiting for it to post, and I saw a flash out of the corner of my eye and smelled a little bit of something that went kind of burny. That's burned silicate smell there, and the system shut down. I turned it back on with another Xeon processor, and it wouldn't post anymore. So that's the end of that system. That was the end of that motherboard. This is a name that will be seen by other players. I'm going to do Wayback Tech, just so that everybody on here knows who the hell I am. Not that anybody's going to care. Okay. I didn't have to put a password in. That's kind of weird. Oh, I skipped training. Come on. Uh, okay, I guess I'll just claim the reward. Yeah, I still, I mean, even though I wanted to build this, I wanted Ryzen, but I mean, honestly, there's really no competing with buying older hardware off of eBay, like the 4770K as an example. I love my 3770. That's a great processor. 2600, 2550 overclocked. They're still very relevant processors. You combine them with a modern video card. I mean, modern video card, $500. Yeah, that's a lot of money, but compared to an entire system, compared to how much I spent on this right here, I mean, it's not that much really. Oh, excuse me. I'm probably going to really suck because I don't have any sound on here, and I don't have my headphones on. Why can't I select any of these? Oh. Versus bot. Okay. Search games. Searching for match. Really? I guess this is a pre-release game, so it must not have any bots in it. I would imagine a PS3 emulation is heavy on any processor. except maybe the very latest chips. I don't know. Really? Okay, well. Does this not have any bot matches on it?
They say it's bad if you have a temper, but they also say it's bad if you lose your temper. So what are you supposed to do? I think the only solution is to tip over this kitchen table.
Versus bots. Two teams face off against each other. Well, why can't I just swinger party? That's funny. Ranked duel. Yeah, I can't click on any of those. Tutorial. Well, that kind of sucks. I guess I can see why it's free because I can't even play it. That shit's $20. Wow. Wolfenstein 2. I'd like to try Wolfenstein. I'd like to see what that looks like, but $70. My God. Since I just recently did Doom 3 and Quake 4 on the live streams, I'd like to I kind of like to play the modern ones to see what they're like. You know, so since I fried this 1366 that I had in here, I was running I had a Dell Inspiron something or another with an i5 2400 in it, and so I pulled that motherboard out, and that motherboard actually had 4 RAM slots on it, but so I put that in this system with the GTX 980. I gotta say, that i5 2400, that actually was really very good. I only used it for about a week, granted, but that was really a decent processor. Not overclocked, no nothing. It turboed up to about. I didn't get to 3.4. I've yet to have a computer that actually turbo to the actual to what they claim the turbo is, but. Anyway, I was playing Grand Theft Auto on there. Well, no, I played Grand Theft Auto. They put out a new patch. They don't have the guy that does the script V. He hasn't put out an update. At least maybe he did. I don't know. He didn't at least earlier this week. There hadn't been one up yet, so I couldn't run my trainer. You know, I prefer to run my trainer on GTA 5 because I just like to have fun in the game. I've already played the game through its this normal scenario, so normally without cheating, but so I just play it with the trainer. That's how I enjoy it. But the dude has an updated script V, and I don't know why, but it kind of sucks. So, but it really ran very well. That processor is a really good chip. Turbo's it's supposed to turbo like 3.4, but I think I was getting a turbo at like 3.3 on it, on that with that Dell motherboard. 3.2, 3.3. The dual Xeons that I had in my workstation, they were only doing, I think the turbo on those was supposed to be like 37, 33, and the highest I think I ever saw was like 3600. But and the interesting thing about the turbos is on that Dell, I had turned off the speed step. So I was like, okay, well, because it said in the BIOS, okay, if you turn off speed step, it'll run the processor at the maximum clock. I said, okay, which is the base clock on that chip's 3.1. the turbo's up to 3.4. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'll just run at 3.1 all the time. But it didn't turbo with that speed step turned off. I had to go into BIOS and turn speed step back on for the turbo to work. Now I was thinking about when I realized that, I thought about Phil and the Chinese motherboards that he's done videos on. He's talked about how the the turbo didn't work on those things, and I'm kind of wondering if there's something with the speed step. Maybe he had speed step disabled in the BIOS, and that's why his boards weren't turboing. And I never would have thought there would be a connection between the two, but at least on that Dell motherboard there was. So they say turbo has something to do with temperature and, of course, motherboard voltage regulation, and then power supply. There's a lot of factors that supposedly go into it, but I don't know. Is this game relevant to you? You know, the one thing that kind of pisses me off is CBS went after Stage 9 and shut Stage 9 down. I'm a little bitter about that, because Stage 9 was a, if you guys don't know, Stage 9 was a simulation of the Enterprise D on the inside and outside, and those guys had done some incredible work on that. It was a beautiful, beautiful game, and CBS came in there and just shut those those down. And those assholes at CBS, I don't know. I have a real hard time doing anything, watching anything, whether it's Star Trek related or not, but having anything to do with supporting CBS of any kind when they do stuff like that. Well, I'm going to buy Dirt. No, that was $19 when I looked at it last time. Dirt Rally was $19 when I looked at it last time, and now it's $40. Really? I ain't paying $40 for that game. Bundle, $661. You gotta be kidding me. There's a lot of games there, but shit, man. Come on, guys. Dirt looks pretty awesome. I don't know. I saw Barnacle Nerdgasm a couple years ago playing that game with his little simulator. It looked pretty cool. And now that I actually have a computer that can run that game properly, they want $40 for it. Where's the free games at? Let's do free to play here. Let's see what that gives us. Warframe. That's $140 for Warframe. You've got to be kidding me. That must be a bundle pack or something. Omen of the 10 expansion. I don't know what the hell that is. Oh, that's a card game. I don't like card games. Some people get into those card games. That's never been something I've ever cared for. Vega Conflict. Hey, that might be kind of fun since I've got a Vega video card. World of Tanks. Some people like that game. Unturned. That looks kind of retro. That looks like something you'd run on a 486 there. I did see some pretty nice Ryzen laptops when I was looking at Ryzens in general. I hadn't actually seen if there were Ryzen laptops out there yet, but yeah, there's a few. Smite, Battleground of the Gods. It's a free-to-play game. World of Warships, Warframe, Sacrifice. Neverwinter. I used to have a friend that played Neverwinter Nights. He loved that game. I know there's more free-to-play games than that on Steam. What's this? This looks kind of interesting. I mean, my expectations of a game is lowered quite a bit when it's free to play. You know, I'll give it the hard drive space necessary to give it a try. Ring of Elysium. That looks kind of interesting, actually. Of course, the trailer is probably better than the game. I am sure. Murderous Pursuit is free until Monday. Maybe I'll check that out. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see if that looks like if it's anything that's anything interesting to me. What does that trailer have to offer here? Hunt and kill. I should download Ion. What's his face? What's that game called? Ion something or another. I can usually find that free to download somewhere. StarCraft 2 is free. The base game. I was gonna download or buy the new World of Warcraft expansion, but I think I'm gonna wait till Black Friday because they usually have Blizzard usually has a sale on that stuff. I'm going to download this. I'm going to try this. This might really suck, but I'm going to give this a try. Because what I was told about the game, it's kind of just more of the same same old. You know, you got a new continent, got some new quests. I don't know. But so I'm gonna probably wait until Black Friday or one thing that ticks me off about Blizzard lately, at least the last expansion pack, and then I believe the new one as well. Where is my queue at? Is that back in the day, not that long ago, they used to if you bought the game, you get 30 days of access for free. You got the first month, that 1 month for free. They don't do that anymore. What the fuck is my queue here? I don't want to download every game that's in my... Oh, I hate Steam too, just as much as I hate Windows.
Alexa, pretend to be a supervillain. It's just a normal day at the office until I head into the break room. I pour a cup of coffee, smiling to myself as the last drop falls into my mug. Again, dun dun dun. I don't make a new call. Okay, thanks.
3 new items in your inventory. I couldn't really care less about that. Steam codes. Steam codes. What are they for? WoW Classic. What is? I'm not from. Is that? Are they going to bring back the original pre expansion pack WoW before Burning Crusade? Is that what they're going to do? You know, I really like WoW, except for the fact that I've played it for so long that, well, first of all, the graphics engine is from 2004. Okay, it needs to be severely updated. It is woefully behind anything in the last 10 years even. And that needs to be updated. The graphics engine needs to be updated. It needs to be completely revamped. I'm so tired of Blizzard going in there and changing the way the game works. I've gotten so sick of that. They keep changing this and changing that and changing this and changing that and doing this and doing that and yada yada yada. It just gets so old. Then the expansion pack is just the expansion packs are just it's just the same old same old. They never can come up with anything new, I guess. I don't know. It's like all the, they got the headless horseman thing going on this right now because of it's Halloween time. I mean, come on, we've done that the last 10 years. I mean, let's go ahead and change it up a little bit, guys. I mean, come on, it's yeah, they kind of enhanced the graphics. I don't know if they totally redid them. They kind of enhanced them a little bit, but they need to totally redo the game. I mean, you look at Overwatch. Overwatch is a beautiful game. Apply that engine to World of Warcraft, please, guys. Uh, I don't ever actually remember adding this to my queue, but GPS Sports Metal API making it. Santa 2012 layers. Sending stuff like that, I think Apple is behind some of that stuff, Jonathan. Apple's always done that kind of crap with the Mac OS. It's like, oh well, we're not gonna support this particular pro. And I can understand. Okay, you're not gonna support the G5 processor because you switched over to Intel. Okay, I understand that. It's a completely different architecture, but now we're not going to support the Core 2 Max, and now we're not going to support the first gen i7 Max, and now we're not going to support the second gen i5 and i7 cores. And it's like, okay, this is stupid. Looks like it installed it, I guess. So let's go ahead and see what Rings of Elysium looks like. Jonathan. Yeah, yeah. You know, stuff like that, Jonathan, is why I don't. I cannot justify a Macintosh computer. Games like that, they play games just to force you to buy a new system. It's that's all it is. They've always done that. Apple has always done that crap. It's so frustrating. As much as I actually really kind of like the Mac OS, frankly. I think the Mac OS, if Apple was smart and they released the Mac OS for general PC users, I think they would clean the floor with Microsoft. Totally. Totally. Microsoft wouldn't have a prayer. Are you primarily located in Switzerland? No. No. I'm nowhere. This looks really weird. Yeah, I'm sure. Um, uh, I am a noob. I just call me noob for a nick. Unable to create a name already exists. Okay. What's the beer that I am drinking here? Voodoo Ranger. How about that? Is that taken? Name contains spaces. Really? Okay. Name already exists. That's funny. How about liquid? If I could type OCD, how about that? Is that taken? No, it's not. Cool. Okay, daily check-in. Sure, sure. That's the only one I can pick. So PvP bots. Okay, let's do PvP since that's the only one I can pick. Start matchmaking. Okay, so we're gonna have a little love fest here with matchmaking. Yeah, OSX is woefully behind in the OpenGL. They haven't gone to Vulkan. You know, I have to say, since Steve Jobs died, Apple has lost its way. I really truly believe that. Waiting for players. Okay, I don't really need to. This isn't a multiplayer game. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not going to play a multiplayer game. I just want to play a normal. I won't disclose. Yeah, I don't want to play a multiplayer game. If I have to wait for other players, no. There aren't any other players playing it, so Steve Jobs had a unique way of possibly, you could say, maybe overselling Apple, but he was the vision behind Apple, and it's unfortunate that Steve Jobs has kicked the bucket. Yeah, Iron Maiden's $20. I can download that for free. You know, I don't need to pay no $20 for Iron Maiden, Ion Maiden. Where's the link at? I don't need to do torrent. I should really put ad block on this.
So I just discovered Dazzle.com is a totally addictive new jewelry site with big name luxury brands.
Yeah, I don't really buy that. I suppose I closed the wrong window, didn't I? I need to get ad block on here first. Add-ons. So let's see here. I am 3 beers. Almost. I've still got about that much in there. Sorry. That much in there. But basically 3 beers into the win right now. I'm not saying Steve Jobs wasn't necessary. Maybe just a little bit. I'm not sure about compromised quality, but he was. There is some things that he wouldn't let slide. That's for sure. It's unfortunate because I think unfortunately Apple doesn't really know how to improve itself. Let's try this again. That's not the right link I want. I want to down. If I get my hands on the right keys here, that download. There's the end. Ion Maiden. Okay, if I could just type. It's like past 2 o'clock in the morning here, guys. So now I've got 3 beers in me so far. We're not chugging them down, but Steve, you're holding the phone wrong. Really? He always had a unique way of selling the product. I always enjoyed watching Steve Jobs's. I'm gonna have to install WinRAR. I always enjoyed watching Steve Jobs's keynotes and whatnot. I always found him entertaining. Yeah. Actually, I've got this already on the server, but uh, 1920 1080 OpenGL. That looks good enough to me. Like I said, I don't have any audio. I don't have any speakers on this, so I'm probably not going to do terribly good on this because I don't have my. This is definitely not a gaming mouse, but looks pretty good on here though. Looks pretty smooth. I like Iron Maiden. I like this game. It's got a nice retro. I mean, it's the same engine as was it Doom or something like that, but it actually kind of reminds me more of Blood in some senses. In some of the senses, like the mobs around kind of remind me more of Blood. I think this is definitely a game worth downloading for free, like as I just did. Runs really nice on this system, though. I thought that opened. Config keys. I want to crouch. I want that to be. I want that to be a key that I'm used to, which is C. Okay. I thought this door opened. Can't seem to get it to open with the right click there. I thought that opened with the right click. I guess not. It doesn't open either. That's, my right click's not working for some reason here. I don't know. I know that's got to work. I know that does. I know it does. I know that's the door you go out of. I don't know why it's not working. Am I hitting the wrong key or something? I thought right click opened that. Open is E, okay. I thought right click opened it too, but I guess not. Never mind. Always run out of ammo. You know, you always run out of ammo when you need it, you know? This game's actually pretty easy to beat. It's really not terribly difficult. As long as you keep your weapons loaded. And you'll find love. Just because you find a woman doesn't mean you're going to find love. I hate to tell the songwriter that, but trust me. Come on, blow him up, damn it. Come on, really? I'm just... I'm surprised the little electric wand thing there didn't kill him there. Yes. I don't got much health left here. That always sucks. I'm not really doing very good on this game tonight. It's probably because I'm a little tired. The mouse sucks. Probably. I can usually beat this game pretty good when I'm at work and I got a proper mouse and keyboard going on. Yes, I want to load that up. Come on. Can't believe they only give you one bomb there. It's just fun to zap them to death, you know. That's just a lot of fun to zap them. You know? I get a kick out of that. I get a real kick out of that. Kind of like that those things are kind of like homing bombs there. Go after those mobs. It's kind of fun. There's an angel in your eyes. This sounds like Five Finger Death Punch. FFDP. Kill, 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 kill. Oh. I like this game. It's just entertaining, you know. There's nothing really to this game except just shooting and killing and, you know, dodging crap, but you know, sometimes it's just fun to play a game that's just it's not really complicated. There's not a lot of puzzles and crap. You know, like some of the Quake games Doom has, you know. It's just nice to just run around, shoot people, make progress. I think these mobs remind me an awful lot of the mobs in Blood. They remind me an awful lot of them in Blood. Guess I can't open that door. I just like blowing those up. That's always a lot of fun. Oh, I killed myself. Oh well. I am awfully beat here, guys. It is like, I don't know, 2:30 in the morning here. Oh. Well, I noticed that this thing is still in pre-release, so I don't know if they've done anything with it or not to improve any of that. Oh, I am going to shut this thing off. I am beat. It's time to call it a night, guys. Let's take a look at the chat real quick here. Let's take it back to chat. Let's see what y'all are saying. 10:30. Oh my God. I wish it was still 10:30 here. Oh man. Well, I think we've had a successful. The RGB thing stays on while the computer's shut off. The motherboard is still glowing back there. That's interesting. That could be kind of annoying, I would imagine, to some people. I kind of like it, at least at the moment, but the novelty could wear off. I don't know. At least you know the system's powered. Oh my goodness, guys. Well, I got through 3 beers. Each one of them was very tasty. So we got the system built. We got it installed. We got it tested. So I think that was a successful night, guys. Posted the first time. The first time. How often does that happen? I mean, that's just freaking awesome that it posts the first time. I like these fans. I like that RGB thing. I'm probably going to change it from the from the rotating colors to something more just stationary. That's kind of why I like RGB RGB, so you can kind of just set it to whatever color you want. But it's a little bit better than buying just a red fan or a blue fan or a yellow fan. You've got supposedly 16.7 million different colors. Heck, the car stereo on my truck has RGB, and it's from like 10 years ago. Back then, they called it like color shift or something like that. And that particular pulse or switching pattern they called like rainbow or something like that. But now it's just RGB. Yeah, I'm. This was a good initial burn-in, I think, for the system. The initial test for the system, no crashes, no flakeouts, no nothing. So I think we're good to go on that. So at this point, I'm gonna put the system back on the main desk there, and then I'm gonna start tweaking her and see what I can get out of her. Fast boot will definitely probably be turned on. I don't know why I wouldn't turn it on. I didn't really boot up that slowly the second time, but that first time I was a little worried because that first time, man, it was like a minute before it finally posted. It really went through the postcodes there. I was like, okay, is it in some kind of a weird loop here, postcode loop, that it's having some kind of an issue with it here? But I don't know. Well, I sure do thank everybody for watching, especially if you guys have hung in since the beginning of this video. I know it's been a few hours. God, what is it? I seem to just go for like 6 hours on these live streams. I never I never really intend to go that long. It's like time just kind of goes by. It's really kind of interesting. But so I may I don't know if I may be on tomorrow night. I don't know for sure yet. It depends on how long it takes me to set this thing up. I want to get the free games that came with the system with the purchase. There's three games that are redeemable off of AMD's site with the purchase of the video card. So I'm gonna get those installed and see what they're like. So I may do a live stream tomorrow night. Depends on if I get the system set up and get everything configured. I'm gonna sit there and turn off some stuff in Windows 10, get it optimized. I'm gonna do some overclocking, tweaking, things like that. See what I can pull out of the system. But so I may be on tomorrow night. I may not be. I'm not really sure. But I sure do appreciate everyone stopping by tonight and hanging out with me while I do all this stuff. So hopefully this will be a nice system. I don't intend on changing this out anytime soon. I kind of look at something like this as a long-term thing. But if Ryzen 3 ends up, hopefully AMD will continue support for Ryzen 3 on this particular platform, and I may do a processor upgrade next year on the system. But it seems to be working really well right now anyway. So so all right, guys, I'm gonna bid you a fond adieu, and we'll see you again on the Right Way Back Tech channel. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.